Hey guys, it's Josh here and welcome back to a very special video. You have no idea how excited I am to finally be making this video for you guys. And this is of course my overview of the custom content pack that I just made called Modern Housewares Stuff, and I'm just so excited since I have been working on this for almost 2 months now. And before we begin, I'll just let you guys know now that all you'll need to be able to download and use this pack is the Sims 4 base game. You do not need any other pack to be able to use this, so let's just jump right in. Unlike my previous packs, which have usually been focused on one particular room, for example the bedroom in Minimalist Bedroom, this one actually focuses on kitchens, living rooms, dining rooms, and bedrooms. So this is quite possibly the most ambitious pack I've ever made, since this includes so much stuff compared to my previous packs. But anyway, jumping right into the bedroom, as you can see you get a nice array of simple furniture. So you get this simple framed bed, 2 simple end tables, 2 dressers with a glass top and a secondary layer to put some stuff, I guess. So there is clutter slots in these, and there's also a matching large dresser, which I actually made before these two and thought this was a little bit too bulky, so I did actually slim it down. And over here is just like a little palette, I guess, of swatches, and pretty much every single object in this pack contains these swatches. Some have a few more, which I will mention when we get to them, but pretty much every single object has these matching swatches, so you can actually change each and every one of these objects to match with any of these objects right here. So I'll actually just show you guys, to be honest. So I'll just enter build mode. I'll make it a little bit sunnier as well since it was getting pretty dark. So I'll just show you guys with this. So we'll just pick this swatch right here and just make everything match. So as you can see, I'm changing all these swatches and now everything pretty much matches seamlessly. Anyway, moving on into the wall mounted stuff. So over here we have 2 framed prints with various swatches. So as you can see, this one is a white framed one with a black and white print inside. There's actually one of like an inverted version, and as you can see this one is inverted too. And this one down here is actually just a frameless print which has various swatches of blue marble patterns. And then over here we've got matching shelves with a bookshelf as well. So this one actually functions as a bookshelf, as you can see, and your Sims will be able to use this, and probably not from here since this is really high up and there's a table in the way, but if you place this lower, and you could actually combine them to match fairly well. And this one is actually a clutter slot one, so you can actually place stuff on it. And then over here we've got a couple of tables. These 2 tables are actually the same, except this one over here is just a larger version, so you can have a bigger dining room if you wish. And this table here is actually based off of a real life table which someone sent me a picture of on Twitter, which is called like the form follows function table. So if you actually Google that, you'll be able to find this table, and I thought it looked amazing, so I just had to put it into the Sims because we don't really have anything like that in any pack whatsoever. I think the fitness stuff one comes the closest, and that's nothing like this one, but I do love that fitness stuff one as well. And back to the swatches, it's pretty much the same. So if we change this to this swatch right here and bring it over here, you can see it matches. That's how much effort I put into making sure that everything matches with each other. Like, you can change it to any swatch and you can just find a matching swatch on any other object in this pack, because I just love when I can make things match in my game, and I just wanted to make sure that if you get this pack, you will have a fairly easy time making things match with each other. And in addition to that, we also have a little dining chair, and I just loved how this looked with the pretty much continuous flow from the top of the chair to the bottom with this little front section. One thing though is that sadly if your Sims sit on here, they won't be able to tuck their feet underneath, but I don't think Sims do that normally, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the dining room now. So moving on into the living room, we've actually got a simple sofa, which is actually a mesh edit of a base game one that we have, because I love this sofa so much and I use it way too often. But as you can see, the armchair for the set doesn't match, to be honest, and I just don't know what it is about the armrest. It just looks so bulky to me. It just looks really bulky. So I actually made a mesh edit of it with which slims the entire little frame down. And I also actually made a matching armchair for you guys, since I know that this one does not match. So I made a matching armchair. And also over here we've got two surfaces that you can place things on. So here we've got an accent table which you can place things on multiple levels, and this is actually, wait, I don't think no, I didn't actually place that down. So we also have two little plants to use as well. So this is actually a small adjustment of this. So I love this, and I kind of wanted to be able to like separate them and mix and match. So I made like this as a little edit for you guys, so you can kind of mix and match to your tastes and like move them apart a little bit, because I honestly like how it looks when you like space them out like this. It just feels very well put together, to be honest. And also we've got a matching TV unit. So as I mentioned with previous objects, if you change the swatches on them, you can find one that pretty much matches every other object that I've put in this pack. And also, you might have seen this earlier, we've got two coffee tables and a bunch of a new clutter object, which is a magazine. This was inspired by Moschino Stuff Pack, and as you can see, these actually feature Sims in the game. So here we have, I think it's a bit bright, so here we have Akira Kibo from City Living, Bella Goth, which if you don't know who Bella Goth is, do you even play Sims? And also we've got Penny Pizzazz. These are actually little mock magazine posters which I made some time ago, which I thought would be just cool to add as custom content. And also with some swatches. This one actually has a few more swatches than normal. This one has ones with like a accent on them similar to these objects right here. So if we bring this one over here, this one is red with white accents, so is this one. And I forgot to mention it as well, but this dining table is also another one which has multiple swatches. So this one, for example, has black wood with white accents, and this one is just completely wooden. So I do add some variations as well if you guys want to use those. And this one is no different. So this one has a wooden one with accents, and this one is a completely wooden one. Anyway, moving on into perhaps the most anticipated part of this pack, which is the kitchen stuff. And I think you guys will be really excited for this, and just as I am, because I just loved how they turned out. And as you can see, we've got a simple counter set. So we've got end pieces, we've got corner pieces, everything is included. And then over here we've got a matching kitchen island counter set with waterfall edges which actually go to the end as it should. And you're probably wondering, like, where are the cabinets? And if we turn around, they are on the side that they should be, because I know that is a problem with most of the counters that we've gotten in packs. I'm pretty sure all the base game ones, oh no, this one actually has the counter, or the cabinets rather, on the sitting side, which doesn't look great. I'm pretty sure this one has it on the correct side, yes. But for example, the island living ones and the ones that came with cool kitchen stuff, the counter cabinets are actually on this side, but I've made them appear on this side. And you're probably wondering, if they're on this side, how do you make them like combine with the regular counters? And it's actually quite simple, because I've made it so you don't even need move objects to be able to mix and match the regular counter with the island counter to make like a massive giant counter in the middle. And if I'll just quickly do it right now, and as you can see, if I combine them, it is completely seamless. There's literally like no way to tell where the island counter ends and where the kitchen counter starts. Like, it's just completely seamless. I made sure of it. I made sure that everything worked as it should, and made sure all the colors matched as well. And I should probably talk about these lights as well. So this is a simple light that is just an edit of this space game one that we have, which I end up using way too often, and I probably should turn on move objects so I can place it. So whenever I use this, I pretty much always size it down to this size, and it's pretty much the size I made the version for this pack. And another change was that I kind of flattened the bottom as well, because I loved the modern look of this light, but I made it a little bit more modern looking by flattening the bottom, because I know most modern things that I love are they're very sharp in terms of like corners and stuff, and there's very rarely any curved things except for maybe this table right here, which I love. But this is kind of like the outlier of this stuff pack because I just kind of threw it in there because I thought it looked really nice. But pretty much everything else, as you can kind of tell, is very like sharp edged and very cutting edge, I guess. So yeah, that's just a little description about that light. And also we've got a low hanging light, which is great for island counters because I just want more of these lights because I know some packs add them. So for example, the one in Cats and Dogs I love, and there's one from the holiday pack, which is the free one, which I also loved a lot. And also we've got some stools to match with the counters, and also this little standalone sink which I made to pretty much seamlessly combine into the counter. So as you can see, I've placed it down and it just combines absolutely seamlessly from all angles. And I just love the look of built-in counters, and none of the ones we have in game are actually like proper built-in counters. I mean a built-in sink into the countertop. So we have got some of these which I love. Like I love the one from Cool Kitchen Stuff, but I just wanted like a completely built-in sink like that one from, I believe, Parenthood and the one from Jungle Adventure, but those ones don't completely match with their respective counters. They do have some different aspects to it, which I think, depending on the room, I guess looks nice, but I just wanted one that just like made it look like as if everything else about the counter was the same, except the sink top itself, which I just love the look of. And anyway, moving on. Oh, before we move on though, we've got some curved pieces as well, just so you guys can curve the corners if you want as well, since by default counters in the game do have a curved option as well. For example, this one has a curved option. It's pretty much the same. Moving on to possibly the most anticipated part of the kitchen furniture included in this pack is the separated cooktop and oven. And as the name suggests, the cooktop and oven are completely separated. You can move them to wherever you like, and your sim will be able to use them as normal. So this cooktop is a standalone cooktop which you can place, and as with previous objects, this was made to completely combine seamlessly with existing cabinets in the game. So you can mix and match however you like, and you even have the option to combine the cooktop and the cabinets, the cooktop and the oven if you wish. And also we have the completely separated cooktop. I did originally want to make this version and this oven combinable, but due to how counters work in The Sims 4, there's no way to actually make these combine and work at the same time. So that's why I made this workaround standalone one. However, the thing to know with this standalone cooktop is that you can actually use it with absolutely any counter in the game and it will work as normal. So you can even place it on the island counters, you can place it on their base game ones. It will work on absolutely any counter in the game, and I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on this, since I know for the longest time I've wanted stuff like this in the game and we just haven't had any. And also, just as a little addition, I did make a simple recolor of a fridge that we had, which I believe is called like the Crisponic Splendid. Yes, this fridge, just so you guys can like match it a lot better with the countertop, because for example, this black one matches very well with like the black counter. And if we look at the black swatch of the existing one that we had, the Crisponic Splendid, you can just see how different it is. And honestly, if we zoom in onto the texture, it becomes apparent how like poorly made this is and how poorly compressed this image or this texture was, because if we look at it closely, you can see that there's these random like colored pixels which kind of like go completely surround the object, and towards the bottom there's a bunch of seams. And I did my best to fix that with this, and I also kind of made it less shiny and more matte looking, because the fridge I have in real life is actually it kind of has a more matte finish to it, and I just wanted to make it look more modern. And inspired by that fridge, I guess I made this a bit more matte and more closer to the actual countertop, since this countertop is very matte as well. And also here we have just a row of the swatches for the counters, and as I mentioned, this pretty much matches with like other objects in the game. So if you wanted to like, for example, match the chair, or match this coffee table with the cabinets, or with the counter rather, you can. So here we go. Yes, that matches pretty well. And over here we just have a little mock-up of a kitchen, since it was going to be really difficult for me to show off the cabinets without really building a proper kitchen. So here we have the cabinets in action, and I should probably use the little small piece as well. So here we have the small piece, and I'll just change the swatch to match as well. We also have the corner pieces, but I actually did turn move objects on, so I will be able to place them, but it's a little bit fiddly to place if they're not in the corners. But we do have the corner pieces as well, and it is not agreeing with me. Hang on, here we go. Wait, why has it gone up there? Yeah, it's always a hassle to place corner pieces when they're not actually in corners, but we've got corner pieces. The small piece, the tall piece as well. This one is actually inspired by the Parenthood one, except that there's actually enough room to place things underneath, which I thought was really cool, and I'm so excited to make something like this, because I know pretty much every other one in the game except the Parenthood one is like full-sized, and you don't really ever get the option to like have a little cubby to place stuff down. Even in the Parenthood one, like they didn't give you enough room to place anything down. And I do have move objects on right now, but you actually do not need move objects to place things underneath here, and I thought that was really cool, just so you guys don't have to use cheats if you don't want to. And obviously I've placed the oven underneath here and separated from the kitchen cooktop, which is actually over here, placed on top of an island counter. But anyway, I think that's basically all there is about this pack. And I did actually make a little quick test house using a completely base game house that I made some time ago. So I'll just go into live mode, and as you can see, I've chosen the brown wooden swatches for it, and living room is as you can see, living room uses the accent table, the coffee table, and one interesting thing that you can do with the modular, I'm just going to call these the modular bookshelves and shelves, that is, you can combine them to make something similar to that base game wall mounted bookshelf that we have, which I end up using too often. And here is the kitchen, and honestly, I love this kitchen. It just looks so nice to me. Like, I've always wanted a kitchen like this in The Sims, and as you can see, we're making use of the combined oven and cooktop with the built-in sink, and here's the dining area. And I did actually keep it quite simple because this is only using base game, and as you can see, we are making use of the clutter slots underneath, and over here there's just a little entrance area with the bookshelves that frame the little print quite nicely. And the bedroom over here is actually a different color scheme, just so I can show you guys the different swatch, since everything in here is the same swatch. I just wanted to show you guys what a different swatch looks like, and this is the light wooden swatch, and as you can see, it goes pretty well. Like, I love these bricks, by the way. Like, this is a base game brick that we got in like one of the previous updates quite recently, actually. I think it was at the start of the year, actually, so it's not that recent, but it's Stephen Graham's Habitat bricks, and honestly, I just love how it looks. It's got really nice swatches that match with pretty much everything. And this is just the base game desk and desk chair that we got from the freelancer update, which goes pretty well. And honestly, I'm just so excited that this is finally done and finally complete and ready for you guys to download and put in your game. But link to everything will be below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making this stuff back. I can't wait to work on future stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye guys.